Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? So good, I hope. So good. I am so ready for some artsy freedom. I have been working on some kind of new artsy concepts, and so I can't wait to share those with you. I have all kinds of things to blab about, but if you happen to have any of these 3 Unity stamp sets that I drew, that's what I'm going to be working with today. If not, they are on deep sale right now. I put it in the newsletter and I will post it here too. So we're going to be playing with Funky Flowers, which is a slimline. We're going to be playing with Life is Rosy, and we're going to be playing with Pocket Full of Posies. This was one of my very first stamp sets that I drew for them. I'm so excited to play with it with you today. So if you're brand new here, if you would like, follow, share all things Ann and Artsy, I would greatly appreciate it on the following social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and then ask to join our 2 private Facebook groups, Stitch Along with Ann and Corbiere-Scott Designs Facebook group. Both of those are in the private Facebook groups. That's where you can share photos and that kind of thing too. So please do that. Hey Deb, I'm going to use something that you sent to me today with my my Unity stamps. I know, it feels like forever, doesn't it, Deb? It does. So, one of the first things I'm going to share is, I'm not going to share traditional ways to use, rubber stamps, because everybody kind of already knows that. But what I will share is what I kind of always share is like a artsier way to play with them. So this is one of the security envelopes that Deb sent me, and I have already coated it with watercolor ground this morning. And now I'm taking one of the stamps from this Pocket Full of Posies. I could make a billion things out of this stamp set. A billion zillion things. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 flowers and then 2 sentiments on this one. So I'm going to get some Stays On. Let's see, what do I have? I'm going to use this Stone Gray because it's kind of the same color. Let's see. This feels a little bit dry, so let's go back with the Jet Black. So once we have these stamped images, remember, we can, so look, it's kind of like sugar cookies. You can try and fit as many as possible, right? Using as much of your security envelope as you can. Whoop. See, that's kind of light. So let's find something a little juicier. I mean, I can still see it, so I'll still certainly use that. But let's go this way this time. Press, 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 press. Oh, yes, yes, yes. So, just know that I'm going to be I missed you too, Tam. Hey, Donna, how are you? So today, girlies, we are using my 3 of my stamp sets from Unity. I wanted to show you some really cool, fun, artsy ways that we could use those. So I'm creating more and more artsy parts that we can put in our cigar box of artsy goodness, or wherever you keep all of your artsy parts. And then we can use those in future creations, like an art journaling page, or an index card a day. It's coming, Deb. I promise. It's coming. Okay, so I did 1, 2, 3, 4 of this one. So let's peel this one off. Look at this one. Oh my gosh, I totally love this one. Because it's just, you know what it kind of reminded me of? Like beaded collars. Do you remember back in the day on cardigans they had beaded collars? I had some, oh my gosh, in my younger days, I was the queen of retro vintage clothing. I wore all kinds of stuff. You will make it, Deb, I promise. You will. There we go. Let's do that one again. Let's turn it. Right, so here's one idea, is using these stamps on security envelopes. So look at, we already have this funky background, right? We already have something fun to work with, right? So I'm going to snip these apart. And I gotta save that, right? I gotta save the vase. Who knew there could be so much use out of one security envelope, right? So you could do so many things with these. One thing that I've been thinking about, especially with this security envelope in particular, because it has all of these little teeny bits, right? I am going to use some colored pencils. And I know you'll think I'm a little cuckoo, but I really want to make a point of coloring in like all those bits and bobs. Do you know what I mean? So I need my pencil sharpener. Yeah, Deb, we are using, so that's where this security envelope came from. I opened it in the group, I think last Tuesday. I opened it up in class, and the artsy possibilities are endless. So, hey Sarah. So I'm gonna take, my colored pencil and sharpen it, because I have little bitty bits in here to color, right? So I think I want to color in this entire scallop right here. And remember, I coated it with watercolor ground, so then I have the option, right? I have the option that I can do, I could do a water-based medium, I could not. And I kind of like the idea of doing colored pencils on top of watercolor ground, because it gives it that little bit of tooth, so I have that little bit more texture. And it just takes seconds to coat things with watercolor ground, right? Oh, I know. I've thought about it, Deb. Don't think I haven't thought about it. Because they're so pretty, right? So I have 4 techniques that I want to try and fit in 1 hour. But I am going to Dallas on Friday for a family wedding, and so I thought I want to get a whole bunch of these things ready, and then I can just take a little envelope of them with me to play with on the plane, in the hotel room. You know, I always have to have something to do. Always. Okay, first layer of color. But look at how cool it is with that security envelope behind it. Well, I had to find the one that's the most juicy the ink pad that's the most juicy this morning. And I can't seem to find my black archival ink pad. And I think I have 2. So I just have to dig a little further. This morning I'm just using Gina K, which is not... Ooh, there's my favorite. Lime peel. Let's sharpen that. Good morning, Nance. So, okay. So let's do this. I just wanted you to see the, how colored pencil looks on this. My big idea. And what I was saying, Tam, is that, you know, I like to share with you things that, an unusual, like an artsy way to use rubber stamps. There's a million people out there that are going to show you traditional ways, and those are all super cool. But I don't want to compete with that. Do you know what I mean? I want to do my thing. I'm looking for a particular color. Can you tell? Can you tell? Can you tell? There we go. Okay, so that one already looks pretty sharp. So I want to come in right here and go around the edge of this posy in between these outer petals. Stop. Look at how that is already, made it pop just a little bit. And I'm kind of feeling like maybe the inside we should do the same colors. Oh, everybody take a drink. So let's get, well, I have these 3 pinks that I kind of use over and over and over again. So what if we do this pink, which is the hot pink from, there you go. Oh, thank you, Deb. Thank you. Okay, so I'm just going to do that circly blend with another pink colored pencil that I love, which is, it's hot pink, which, remember, it doesn't really look hot pink in our world, right? We like really hot pink. Oh, thanks, Deb. I wish you were going to be in Dallas this weekend. If there's any Dallas friends, DM me, direct message me, send me a message in Messenger, and maybe we could meet up. I found a really cool art store in Dallas that I thought, oh, we could have a little meet cute at the art store. And it's called Oil and Cotton or something like that. So I'm like all about it. So now I want to go back over all of these meeting lines. So I'm going to do a shade on the inside and the outside of each section. I'm just kind of going back and forth over the stamped image, all of the stamped lines. I'm kind of just going back and forth over those. Okay, now you guys, I owe a giant thank you to my artsy community because Good Tidings to You, the one with the French text, sold out. I'm hoping that they'll bring it back, but I am blown away. Thank you so much. So now I'm adding a little bit of this neon pink, give a little bit of boost. I'm loving it so much. Now I'm going to come back with the hot pink, which ironically and weirdly is the lightest of the pinks. And I'm going to do that circly blend. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much. I'm working on some new designs for them. I kind of had a dry spell there when I just had way too many commitments with my mom and stuff, you know. So I'm working on that. Let's add some of this pink, I think, to these outer petals. And if I just do that circly blend, then all three pinks just kind of blend into one layer of gorgeousness. So, like I said, think about all of these artsy bits. I like to create, you know me, I like to create, I like to, what do I want to say? I like to add color to images, either printable images or my stamped images from Unity. And then I like to take them kind of to the next level, you know? And then I like to fussy cut them and then add them to all manner of things. Oh, Deb, be sure to post a picture. I'm dying to see. Okay, so there's security envelope. Idea number 1. Okay, idea number 2 is just what Debbie talked about, is that we're going to stamp one of our images on a jelly print. So this one, I thought, wouldn't it be cool to have the flowers in here? Stop it. Okay, so let's move on to another stamp set. So now we're going to use the slimline design, which is called Funky Flowers, which is, you know, right up my alley. Oh, Deb. I'm dying to see that. Okay, so I think we're going to have to do this like straight onto the... I think this stamp is too long for my Misty. I have something in my Misty, just a sec. So I cut this piece of security envelope the same size as Life is Rosy, right? So, and this is on another piece of security envelope. So let's stamp that really quick so I can pull it out of my, I kind of got it all set up. And I don't even know what I'm going to do with this next. I don't even know. But that's the fun, right? This artsy challenge of like trying new materials, and then where will that take us? Where will it, okay, let's ink it again. Misty rock and roller thingy that goes, you know what I mean? The pressure thing. I don't know where that is either. It's with Tammy's colored pencils, I think. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Look at it, look at it, look at it. So who knows what I can create with this, right? Let's see if I take this out. Let's see. Oh, 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 oh. It fits. It fits, it fits, it fits. Okay. Okay, so now let's cut a piece of jelly print, and let's stamp on that, and then where will that take us? I'm going to stamp it bigger because, you know, who knows? There we go. So it's a little too long. That's okay. Bye, Deb. Have a great day. Okay, ink it up. So here's the thing with, I've done a lot of different slimline stamps for Unity, and here's the thing with the slimline. You don't have to just do a slimline card with it. You can stamp it. What I'm gonna do is I want to stamp it and then enhance my print, right? Enhance my jelly, glow up my jelly, and then maybe I'm going to cut it apart and put it on an index card. Maybe I'm going to, who knows what I'll do. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a million things that don't limit yourself to, like, the basic idea. Let's ink again. Can I tell you how much I love this Misty? And I thought it was so dumb when I first saw them. It's like, oh, I don't need that. And then I played with it, of course, with somebody else's, and I was like, oh, you know what? Oh, I can come up with a million ways to play with that. Okay. And now, what shall we do with this? Right? So we can think about all the ways that we can enhance this. I love a jelly print because a jelly print, you have this big base of color, right? And you have bits of lots of different colors. Like this one is mainly pink, orange, and yellow, but there are little bits of green in here. So cute. So let's see. We could do gel pens. We could do, remember these colored pencils? I don't know what oh, just saw something, you guys. This, and this, I think this might have been a colored pencil I bought when I was with Sarah. This leaf down here has lots of doodly details, and wouldn't it be cool if I filled in some of those with, well, I'm using colored pencils, but now I'm wondering if gel pen would have been better, because it would let right there. Stop it right now. Stop it right now. Come on, you guys. Right? I'm loving that. I'm loving that. So I want you to just continue to grow and just see where it takes you, you know? I think I have this hot pink. Hey, Pegs. Oh, Pegs, can I tell you, every year I put out a list of artsy school supplies. And so I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag. I have developed a class, so it's gonna happen in August, and it's back to school, and it's art with back to school supplies. So go to Target, go to Walmart, look at all of the cool art supplies. So, and then be on the lookout for the class and the sign up, because you're going to want to be there. I have pages and pages and pages and pages of ideas of ways to use all kinds of art supplies. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to share it with you guys. Okay, I'm going to take this. I don't know what color that is. It's like a hot pink. But let's go here. And here's the thing. We are all mixed media artists, right? So we can use colored pencils and jelly pens and, right? We do not limit ourselves. Look at that. Okay. Now I'm thinking. Orange, let's do orange. Hey, Peg, how are you? There we go. Little bits. And you know, it's so funny. I was talking to Keely, and I was like, I feel like, and this was probably like a month ago, I said, I feel like I'm finally like starting to feel like maybe I could teach class again. I just couldn't for kind of a long time. You know, right after the retreat is when my mom got so sick, and my mom's always had lots of health challenges, but things got harder, that's for sure. And then, so I felt like I was ready in my head, right? Then I felt like, what am I going to teach? I don't know what to teach. It's such a crazy thing. Peg posted this brilliant thing about grief yesterday, and I'm just going to tell you, Peg, you spoke right to my soul. And it was about that grief is not just sobbing on, laying in the bed and crying. It's so many things. It's being discombobulated, and it's being snappy, and it's, oh my gosh, it's being absent-minded. It's so many things. It's so many things. And here's the thing, your intention can be absolutely great, but it's a hard thing, that's for sure. It is a hard thing. It is not for the weak. It is not for the weak, Peg. I wanted to make sure that I said it, and I don't remember if I did, but all 3 of these stamp sets are on sale with Unity right now, and like pretty deeply discounted. Like, if you're tempted, now's the time. And there's a lot more in the newsletter. I posted a bunch of things of mine that are on sale. So, just know that. Oh my gosh. So, in the newsletter, I talked about how I had this encounter while I was in California, and so I really want to talk to you guys about it. Look at all these gel pens. A person should be ashamed, shouldn't they? But alas, I am not. I am not. I love them so much. Okay, so I'm just going to do some stippling. Little bits of stippling in here with my gel pen. But I already kind of have like this right. Sarah and Peg, I adore you. I just adored you. No, isn't that crazy, Nancy? It is not always crying. And it's kind of, and then I kind of felt bad that I wasn't crying. And oh gosh, grief will just mess with your head. But I think I want to come in with this black gel. Yeah. And deepen these. I think I'm going to do some stippling with, I'm glad the moratorium is over. I know, I was thinking about, like, I want to go to that, I swear, I think it's called, like, Oil and Cotton or something like that. There's an art store in Dallas. And I thought, what do you need? Nothing. Will I come home with a bunch of stuff to share with you? You know it. There'll be something, like something, some new, I don't know. Who knows what. I just love the act of enhancing something. Do you know what I mean? I love that. Like, look at just that little bit, how that has... Get some stippling over here and down here. You guys, I have been... when I have this friend that when I am riding in the car and I listen to old music, which I listen to all the time. I listen to new stuff too, but I do like to listen to some old music. Anyway, I will take a picture of the of whatever song is playing on the screen and send it to my friend Debbie Miller. And then she'll go, "Are you on a road trip?" And so I did it when we were driving back from California. And I'm going to tell you the song, and I'm telling you, I have listened to it on repeat since I got home. Chevy Van by Sammy Johns. Can we talk about how much I love that song? Oh, I love it so much. Okay, now I'm feeling like, wouldn't it be cool to enhance with colored pencils too. So I've been listening to Chevy Van, I told you, on repeat. But I've also been listening to Casey Musgraves. I kind of have a bunch of her music on some playlists now. So I'm just taking my lightest pink of my trio that I like, the hot pink, and I'm just barely touching my pencil to the paper, and I'm just adding bits of definition to each petal. Do you see? Because there's so much of a mix of colors on there, it's not really, it just kind of blends in. But look at the idea. Look at the, so just stamp on a jelly print and then get your colored pencils out and add a little bit of definition. It doesn't have to be anything much. But like I said, barely touch, let your pencil touch your page. You just want that to, like, just a slow Peg. Want to know what I did? The first time I got to drive my mom's Cutlass, I think it was a Cutlass. Anyway, the first time I got to drive it all by myself, our driveway way out in the country went up a hill, like you had to drive up, back out, up the hill and onto the road. And I backed up and right into the mailbox. And you know what I did? I just kept on driving. So when I got home, you know, Joanne said, "Hey, do you have something to tell me?" So me too, Peg. Is it a wonder that we're pals? Is it a wonder? Oh, hey, speaking of whatever pops in my head, has anybody started the new season of The Bear? Oh my gosh, it's so good. We just started it. We just started it the other day, and I love that show. I love that show. And Jeff was like, doesn't it? Because you realize the tremendous pressure that kitchen staff is under. Like, it makes you think about when you go to a restaurant differently, that's for sure. Anyway, it does make you like, you get kind of anxious while they're plating up the food and having to hurry, and oh my gosh. And it does just give you a deeper understanding of what that world is like, you know? I love that show. I do. So I'm just doing this flower. And as I'm doing this, I'm starting to like, I think I want to do the rest of these two in the same way. Just adding layers of color. How am I doing on time? I might have to show you the other two another day. The other two ways to artsy techniques for using Unity stamps. And you know, all of my stamps are on the Unity site under my name. You just look under artist and then you see my stuff. I'm loving this so much, you guys. Oh, it was so intense. It was so intense, Keels, but so good. Oh my gosh. And like you could see, I think it's because there's some of it that's relatable in a way, right? Maybe not as intense, but there's always something. Do you know what I mean? There's always threads of things that you can relate to in some kind of a way. And I think that that's good writing, right? That is good writing. I'm going to go around the edge, around the circumference of this flower. Stop it. Everybody take a drink. And I'm going to, I need to do this guy. So I know that this one looks a little bit like a harsh line of pink, but promise I'll blend it out. I'll blend it out. Yes, we just started it, Donna. We're like 3 episodes in. It's so good. Do that circly blend. You need to get some really cool effects. On all these segments. I love when this kind of thing starts to show form, like by adding color you start to see form. Does that make sense? Right? So now these feel really bright to me, so what if I go over those with a little bit of colored pencil? And it's going to knock it down just a little bit, just enough. Remember, it's mixed media. You can do whatever you want. That's how I always feel like it with mixed media. See, I like that so much better. And it's getting a little, so let's, ooh, look at that, you guys. Let's get some orange going. It is Helena. But it's fascinating, isn't it? Like, it's fascinating. It's frenetic, but you can't look away, Donna. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the, for me, I can't look away. I want to do on the edge of this flower center. And the cool thing about doing, like, enhancing it is like a train wreck. It is. About enhancing a jelly print is that you already have so much going on. And there's so much texture, right? And colored pencils kind of love all that texture, right? Because then they just kind of stick at the tippity top of those bits and bobs of texture. And I'm telling you, the mixture of the pink and orange just creates this, it's just like stinking magic to me. So I was started to think about, so we listen to kind of all kinds of things in the car on a road trip, right? And Lynn Anderson's Rose Garden came on the Sirius Radio 70s at 7 or whatever it is. And Jeff went to change it, and I go, I love that song. And he goes, here's the problem, man. You love every song. And I totally do. I can sing along to anything. That was so funny. That made me laugh so hard. Here's the problem. I want these segments and this flower to look like little pillows, like a tufted pillow. It's kind of, when I drew it, that's what I was thinking, and when I add color to it, that's what I kind of see, is this crazy tufted pillow flower. Oh, so anyway, so then I was thinking about, it is absolutely not a problem. It is not a problem, Peg, obviously. Ask my sister, we will sing at the top of our lungs across the country like nobody's business. You guys, this is making me so happy. Look at how much the background fades and everything else comes forward. Let's come in with our lime peel. What if we do like that? I'm feeling like this gel pen stuff needs to be knocked down a little bit too. But I'm just adding just the littlest bit of green to this. Like just kind of giving it a cast of green. Back north. Stop it. You guys, I'm loving it so much. Just that little bit right there. Now, let's see. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Everybody take a drink. Tomorrow is Stitch Along with Anne, and we are stitching. Yay, Michelle! So we're stitching with the Nativity collection from Adorn It. That's what we're, Christmas in July. So Michelle, we are playing with these 3 stamp sets from Unity of mine. Life is Rosy, Funky Flowers, and Pocket Full of Posies. Those are the ones we're playing with today. We're stamping them on unusual backgrounds. I don't know that we're going to get through all of them. We'll have to be continued next week. So here we did a security envelope. Stop it right this minute. I'm loving that so much. And this was on a jelly print. And here is, look at this, Life is Rosy on this security envelope. And I, hey Sue, and I coated my security envelope with transparent watercolor gun. That's something I need to get at the store. I'm starting to run low. And then I'll enhance this in a billion different ways, just like, you know, just like all kinds of things. So, what was the other thing I wanted to, oh, comfort book. Okay, let's open and see what we get. The importance of weird thinking. Come on, you guys. That's right up our alley. It is good to be weird. It is good to be eccentric. It is good to be separate from the crowd. The philosopher John Stuart Mill thought it was almost a civic duty to be eccentric, to break the tyranny of conformity and custom. But even if we don't feel outwardly eccentric, we all have eccentric parts, thoughts that crop up on the peripheries of our thinking, random sparks we can set alight, thoughts that offer the other point of view or the other side of a political argument, thoughts that don't quite fit in with our other thoughts, tastes that go against our other tastes. And as we grow older, it is good to keep tending to those unconventional parts of ourselves, the thoughts that buck the trend, because these are the parts that will keep us new and capable of surprise. They will stop us becoming a cover version of ourselves. They will help us become new songs. How fitting was that for today? How fitting was that? Right? Let's see. I'm feeling like I need to knock this pink down just a little bit. So what if I come in with this processed red, because it's almost exactly the same color as the gel pen that I use, that pink. So let's do around the center, and then let's build that just a little bit. Just take it nice and slow, you guys. Take the enhancing part nice and slow. There we go. I just love how this just starts to begin to add dimension and depth too. Thank you, Peg. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, they are. Paint those flowers. I think we'll play with that one next week. I have some big ideas for that too. But in artsy ways that we can, you know, add to our artsy creations. I'm feeling like I want to add some white right there. I like that better. I like that better. Let's see, did I miss anything on my... Oh, you guys. The hawk and the butterfly. I can't believe I didn't tell you the hawk and the butterfly story. Okay. So, after my brother died, I had a dream one night, and my brother died very suddenly, and so it was a shock to everyone. He was young, and anyway, be that as it may. One night I had a dream, and there was a hawk that played a prominent role in this dream. And then it became very apparent that that hawk was my brother. And so then I knew that whenever I see a hawk, that's my brother coming to see me. And in the Indian way, that's kind of how it works. Anyway, on the way out to California, Jeff and I were talking about a multitude of things, and you know how you do. And I said, you know, when Jerry came to me as a hawk, it was so obvious. There was no denying it to myself. And so I keep thinking, how is my mom going to come to me? Is she going to come to me like as a robin? Because when we went to the funeral home, there was a robin outside of that funeral home to make her arrangements. And my dad and my sister and I all noticed it like immediately. And so I thought, well, maybe that was it. And I was like, I don't know. And then I thought maybe it's Lily of the Valley, because that was her favorite flower, and Debbie sent me this beautiful Lily of the Valley sheet, and I drew Lily of the Valley that my brother-in-law engraved on her urn, and then I thought, I don't know. Anyway, I was thinking about that, and then one night before I went to sleep, like I was just feeling kind of agitated in the beginning of that trip, and I hate when I feel like that. And like walks weren't helping, it was just something niggling in my noggin. Anyway, I said, Mom, send me a sign, right? Send me a sign. I need something before I went to sleep. And the next day we got up and we did our thing, and then we went out to lunch at a really great place called The Broiler. The amazing lunch. Anyway, we came home and we come in the back gate, and because there's a ramp for my mother-in-law to walk up, and it takes her a little bit to like finagle the doorway, like the ramp and the doorway and her walker and all those things. So I was kind of standing on the other side of the ramp, and but as we were walking in, I saw this hawk sitting on top of, like an outdoor adult swing set, sort of, like a big swing, outdoor swing. I don't know what you call that, but anyway, it was on top, and it was looking right at me, and that was weird. And I was like, look at that hawk. And it just turned its head and was looking at us. So anyway, Jeff's helping his mom get in the house, and I'm standing there just looking at that hawk for a second, and all of a sudden this monarch butterfly is flitting around the flowers, and it just starts to circle me and circle me and circle me, and then it would go flit around the flowers a little bit more, and then it would start to circle me and circle me. I'm telling you, I just stood there. I froze. Like, I didn't want it to end, because I knew in that moment that was my mom. And I know people are going to think that's kind of woo-woo, and that's fine. That's fine. I know what I believe, and I know what I saw, and I just stood there, and I told myself, I don't want it to end, and I don't want to be the one that leaves. I'll wait for them to leave. And so I was out there for kind of a little while, and all of a sudden the hawk like went from this wing up into a tree, and then the butterfly kind of flitted away into the neighbor's yard. And I went inside the house, and my mother-in-law looked at me, and she was like, that butterfly just really liked you, didn't it? It was right there. It wouldn't leave you alone. It just kept going around and around you. I said, I know, it was kind of crazy. And I said, so I explained to her how Jerry comes to me, and I said, and how I had asked my mom for a sign. And I'm telling you, I said, I know people think that's kind of crazy. And she goes, nope, I believe it too. I believe it too. And my mother-in-law is not that kind of a person. She's very British and very to the point, sometimes to the point of insulting. I'm telling you, I can't. It was like I knew I couldn't write the story in the newsletter and give it its weight. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, I guess that's how I'll leave you, with that crazy story of a hawk and a butterfly. My brother and my dad, my brother and my mom in the backyard of my mother-in-law in California. It was crazy. Crazy, but like in the best sort of way. I told my dad, I go, Dad, it was like amazing and sad, and amazing and sad because of what it stood for, and it's just, anywho, go get yourself some Unity stamps. Stamp it on unusual backgrounds. Next Tuesday we will do it again, and I have 2 other backgrounds that we're going to play with, and there you go, Vicky. There you go. It was just, and it just warms the cockles of your heart when you see them. Do you know what I mean? It just, okay, you're visiting me. and I'm visiting you, and I'm thinking about you, and sometimes my brother will come. If I'm thinking something about him, all of a sudden a hawk will appear. It's the craziest thing. It's the craziest thing. But the greatest thing. I know it's weird. I know it is. I know it's weird. Me too, Peg. Me too. I just, I sometimes I stress out because my group isn't as big as some other people's, and my reach might not be as far. But I was telling someone, I know my people, and they know me, and that you can't compete with that. Because it's what we feel in our hearts, right? Our hearts and our souls. I'm so happy that we're all together. No way, Nance. That's so cool. I agree, Michelle. I am. The people that, like, my people are my people. Do you know what I mean? Oh, I wanted to say one more thing. Oh, Renee. Oh, Renee, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love that. Like, he's just giving you a little sign. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Because I bet 7 years in, it still stinks. Somebody, my nephew was saying, don't you hate when people say, how are you doing? And I go, well, I just tell them I'm shitty. Because I am. I mean, not all the time, and I'm not, consumed or anything, but if you are, let yourself be. I feel like nobody can tell you how to grieve or any of that stuff, Oh, but I wanted to share one more rock that I have. So I have my Susan rock up here and my Debbie rock, and now I have, look at this Petoskey stone my sister got me when we were back home. Look at it. A Petoskey stone is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. And remember when I was feeling agitated in the doctor's office? I was rubbing this rock like nobody's business. I'm telling you, that weird guy was just ticking me off. And so I just rubbed my heart-shaped Petoskey stone. Just keep those little things around you. I'm telling you, Renee, pick up one of those golf balls and just put it someplace. Put it on the table in your living room so you see it all the time. He's just always with you, Oh, Vic, that's so cool. I love that. I love that they both come to you as cardinals. And cardinals are kind of elusive. We don't have them very much down here. Renee, I love that. That's so interesting. So we paint rocks. Oh, I would love that, Sarah. We paint rocks to leave with my mom and my brother. So they're in, it's not a mausoleum, but I don't know what that's called, a crypt or something, I don't know. But anyway, we leave rocks on top. And so one of the activities that we did while we were all together is I had everybody paint rocks for my mom, for my brother, and for my dad to just leave at his house, right? And so, and then we just seal them, and but I have a line of rocks in my front yard that my great niece and nephew painted for me, and I would love to follow the brick outline of that patio with painted rocks. So, see that? Great minds think alike, Renee. Great minds think alike. And don't tell me he doesn't visit that and see it and just feel the love, I think he does. And you gotta just believe what works for you, Well, I've blathered on enough. until tomorrow, until we stitch some more We Three Kings. I love We Three Kings. I love that song. I love that. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love that. And it was the muse for my whole collection of the Nativity. Anyhow, we'll talk about that more tomorrow in Stitch Along. And remember that Thursday we're going to art journal with our red, white, and blue fodder that we've been creating. And we're going to create a new kind of assemblage. I can't wait to share it with you. Anyway, thank you all so very much. I adore you all more than you'll ever know. Talk to you soon, everyone. Bye.